good? What's good? What's good, YouTube? Back at you guys with another live. What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you guys. I hope you guys are doing great and wonderful. Good morning to you guys. Man, these weeks keep going fast. How you guys doing? Let me know in the comment section. How's everybody? I hope you guys are safe, you and your loved ones, man. So let's get into it, man. Today we're gonna jump into um, talking about things that a lot of us expats don't necessarily want to talk about. We want to talk about the good stuff in Vietnam. We want to make sure that the outside world, because we fell in love with Vietnam, right? And when you fall in love with Vietnam, which most of you guys do, excuse me, will be you will overlook some of the red flags that happen here. You'll look at, oh well, you'll compare your home country to Vietnam, and you'll say like, well, it's not that bad, at least it's not, X, Y, and Z country, right? At least it's not the U.S., right? And so a lot of this live today is gonna be, a shout out to you, D, Miss D. If you are on this live, this is inspiration from you. Obviously, I was gonna cover this in future lives and videos, but because I've been getting a lot of emails and I'll say this, comments on the videos, and then behind the scenes, there's been a lot of folks who've been just, asking about the real, like what's really going on. Like, is it stressful? Is it not? And so I want this live to really, really help you guys understand what it's really like. Because on this channel, that's what we're all about. We're all about expat life. We're all about dating here, retiring here. Even though there's not a retirement visa, that's what we do on this channel. All right. So with that being said, again, we're talking about the daily stress that no one talks about here, okay, in Vietnam. And this is a big topic, man. This is not going to be the only live that I talk about the stress. If you've been with me, you know that I talk about this. I sprinkle nuggets of stress related topic into most of my lives because I want you guys to understand that yes, it is here, it is great, but you're leaving one stress to come to another stress, and how you deal with it mentally is the biggest thing. All right, so let's jump into it, man. But before we begin, man, like the stream here so that YouTube could share it out for us, man. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, man. Those of you who already subscribed, man, salute to you guys. I really appreciate you guys, man. All right, so bear with me. If you've been with me, you know what I do. All right, so we're gonna just talk about some daily stress, and really, I think this is a sneaker topic. All right, so bear with me. Let me just see where I'm at. Okay, I'll be honest. Tonight we're not gonna be complaining about Vietnam. We don't do that on this channel, man. I give you the real deal. All right. So I want to know real quick for those of you who are watching right now, are you in Vietnam right now, or are you still planning on it? Let me know in the comment section, because if you are living here right now and you're an expat and you're watching this and you're new to Vietnam, let me know also in the comment section what is causing some daily stress for you. All right? All right, man. So let's get into it, man. I want to start by clearly defining the problem, and because it really doesn't have a name for it, right? You can manage this stress, but I really just want to define what daily stress really means. All right. And forgive my voice. I'm a full-time teacher if you don't know. So my voice is gonna be gone for the next 2 months, and then summer vacation, baby. Let's go. All right. So let me go back to StreamYard. Let me know in the comments section how you guys are doing. Um, all right, let's go like Boom, there it is. StreamYard changed up their settings. I'm like, where is everything? All right, today we're going to talk about what our segment one, what daily stress really means. Two, I'm going to define that. All right. Two, why some people adapt and others burn out. Again, some of us, like for me, there's this thing called the 7 year rule. It's like a under the table thing that's amongst us expats where we're like, what that means is like you can only stay 7 years in Vietnam, and then all this stress and shit that I'm about to talk about gets to you. You know what I mean? So if you don't know what I mean, hang tight. I'll explain it. And then if you do know what I mean, then obviously you can validate me in the comments and let me know if I'm telling the real or if I'm just fabricating some stuff. All right. Three, we're gonna talk about the emotional toll of the daily stress. I'm telling you, every day, I've told you this on the lives, every day I deal with stress every day, right? And it's how you handle it, how your attitude is every day that will make you successful every day, or you're gonna say, fuck this, I'm out, you know? Um, People in your life, you think they want you to succeed, they want you to come on home. All right. The name of the game is stay longevity. Longevity, longevity, longevity here. Okay. So I really want you guys to understand the stress, and then I want you guys to put into a plan your mental health plan. Okay. By the end of this live, we're gonna we're gonna start talking about mental health. Okay. And what you can do to really help instead of hitting the pipe or instead of drinking your sorrows away here or instead of, forgive me, but fucking your problems away. We want healthy boundaries, relationships. That's what we talk about up in here, all right? So, and it's possible, man. It really is. But the stress, blah. Uh, Five, what actually helps lower your pressure, the stress level. And then again, we always talk about in our lives what's a good city fit for you for your stress level and your routine. Again, if you've been with me for a while, you understand that I talk about routines. All right, it's very important that you have a routine here. I don't care what your routine looks like, but your daily habits are what you become. Okay. And so just it's more so now here more than ever because 2026 is really distracting all of us. Okay. And you heard I said us because me as well. All right. There's so much going on in the world right now. You have to match that with the daily stress here. I mean, it's crazy, man. So I'm gonna let's jump into it, man. All right. Let's see right here. All right. What daily stress, and let me know in the comments, in your daily life right now, no matter where you are, right now, you watching, no matter where you are, tell me two daily stresses that you deal with, whether it's traffic, whether it's high cost of living, whether it's just walking outside and you're already spending 50 bucks. Let me know. Let me know because I wonder if it's different here than it is for you. All right. Things are less more affordable here, but that stress is off. But there's a whole bunch of other shit. Okay, what daily stress really means? All right, daily stress in Vietnam is not usually one huge dramatic event. Like that's facts, man, because it's gonna be little tiny repeated frictions, whether it's noise, whether it's traffic, whether it's heat, whether it's like, because it's constantly hot here, right? No matter where you are, except for when you're in the north, it gets hot as well. So, yes, it's a different climate up in the north, but throughout this, it's a tropical weather. Okay, so that really that irks you, you know. Um, I'll say I've talked about the paperwork already. I've talked about the weather here. I've talked about the traffic. That's my number one thing. All right, the noise is not a problem for me. I've adapted to that, but to some people that is a problem, right? The communication fatigue, that thing is a huge big deal because we're used to. For me, it is a minor Now it is a minor issue and stress, but I'll say this. Us English speakers are used to being able to just open our mouth and talk, right? You don't understand the isolation when you don't have any English speakers around you. Like it's hard to put it into words, but that's where the isolation comes from is because yeah, you could go seek out people that speak English, but again, you came to Vietnam. You want to experience Vietnamese people, and unfortunately, most Vietnamese people just don't want to speak English or don't speak English, right? And so it's tough, right? Because we're here to mix our culture, but when you are isolated and you're mute, it renders you mute, and then that bugs people, because we're used to just being able to go talk to people, right? Be like, hey, how you doing? You don't realize how much you miss that until you get here and you're like, I can't talk to anybody, bro. you know and then that's why you see some of the foreigners, or they're like, hey, or extra friendly because they haven't seen a foreigner in weeks or a week or days. You know what I mean? And it's real. That's real. So the communication fatigue, it's a big thing, man. It really is. And then the broken routines, right? You again, on this channel, I'm always gonna say get a routine, because it'll ground you. It'll build your foundation. Okay. Another daily stress, or what this really means, is that the small repeated stress can hit harder than one big problem, right? Because it changes how you feel before realizing it is building. Okay. Again, we are apologists to the bullshit that happens here. All right. I'm talking about us foreigners, right? We accept that because we just say, oh, it's Vietnam, right? It's Vietnam, whatever. And so, but there has to come a time where you have to grow up and you have to win, You have to want to win. And you can't want to win more than the Vietnamese people. Do you understand what I mean? And so you'll understand what that means when you get here, right? For example, throwing trash on the ground, seeing Vietnamese men pissing outside, dick out, outside of a school, outside of a sidewalk. You wake up, you see a person pissing right there, throwing their trash and their cigarettes there. I mean, it just happens, man. I mean, that is the Vietnamese culture. And it's not that I want to see it, and it's not that I want to complain about it, but it's like, even if you pick it up for them and they clean up, fairly well, the moms and the aunties and the uncles, but 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, there's more trash there. Okay, so it's a mentality thing, right? And so us Westerners, we've grown up in a pretty relatively cleaner society, right? So we're accustomed to that kind of environment. And so although I've been here 6 years and things have gotten dramatically better from 6 years ago, okay? So they've grown up. I've literally watched this country grow up in 6 years. And so they just need to mature more. I mean, and that's no shade on any Vietnamese, but it's real. It's just that you guys need to grow and understand what it means to be clean. Okay, 100%. What it means to have boundaries. What it means to not have um, your dick hanging out, for lack of a better phrase, having your dick hanging out in front of a school. That's unacceptable, man. And so that kind of you look at that situation, and you as a foreigner, you're gonna pass by it, but in your mind you're like, bro, that's not okay, And any foreigner who walks by that and thinks to themselves like, that's cool. You guys have a problem, all right? I love Vietnam and I want Vietnam to grow, and I understand the reason why I've been here long is because I've understood the stress. I understand that they have to do it and want it for themselves, and most Vietnamese want it, but there's this um, generational I don't even know how to say what I want to say. Like there's just generational trauma that needs to be cleaned up. If that's, you know. So you living here, you take on the Vietnamese stress as well. Okay, it's heavy, bro. All right. People often minimize this because they feel guilty, complaining, or think that they should just be grateful. Yeah, I mean, that's all of these foreigners who come here. They think I'm so lucky to be in Vietnam, and although that is the truth, that is the truth. The truth is that we spend our money, our time, our life here as well. And so, if you're not here to help yourself first, but also Vietnam, you have to acknowledge you need to heal. You want to be better as well. Okay? And so mitigating these stresses is a big deal, you know, and acknowledging them. Okay? So that way you stay longer. Okay? These things exist. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Um, I'm very appreciative of being here, but I could go anywhere in the world. All right. I chose Vietnam, right? If you choose a place, then you be the light, you be the example. Okay. And then hopefully people are watching. All right. Stress you never name still shapes your mood, patience, and decisions. Again, this is what stress, daily stress really means. Okay. And let me read that one again for you. Stress you never name still shapes your mood, your patience, and your decisions. That is the reason why people leave. This is the reason why people leave early. And this is what they're not telling you. Okay? That that right there. They don't know why. They just get bothered. They're stressed. I don't know, their mood changes. Like I'm not going to lie, man. Like my mood has changed like from happy go lucky 6 years ago to real. I've seen the shit. I know what's up, and I understand why. And I'm not so happy-go-lucky anymore. I've seen it. I've seen things. I know how this place gets down. So I've seen it. Okay. And so once you see it, you can't unsee it. And so you have to navigate that. Okay. You're going to have stress. You have to know how to deal with that and navigate it in order to live a fruitful and successful life. Okay. So let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. So why do some people adapt and others just burn out? Well, let's go like this. There you go. So so far, I think I've done a really good job of adapting to um, a lot of heavy stuff here. Like COVID-19 happened here. Since then, I mean, a lot of people died. A lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of businesses went out of business. A lot of people's lives took a step back, okay, including myself, took a step back. And so that added on to the stress that was already happening in this country. And so you have to, mental health is not a big deal here. People don't talk about it. They don't acknowledge it. They're starting to acknowledge it now. But in the school systems, good luck. Okay? Good luck. If you're a nurse out there and you're looking to, and you deal with mental health, especially with adolescents, um, you could come over here, start a business, and offer your services to these public schools, maybe the richer schools. I'm just throwing a little nugget out there. If you know anyone who's a nurse, there's big business here, and it hasn't even really scratched the surface. Okay, so if you're a mental health professional, that'd be cool. But why do some people get through that and then make it, and some people just go, yeah, screw it, I don't want to do this anymore? Well, two people can live in the same city and have very, very different results. I mean, we know this. That's elementary. Okay. This is why I say it's very important to your success here in Vietnam. What region that you pick first, and what city you pick second, and it must match with what you are about. It must match your lifestyle. Why? Because this right here, stress, all right, you have to understand that it's more than just I'm gonna come to Vietnam and I'm going to live in Ho Chi Minh City and I'm just gonna figure it out. It's more than that, guys. 2026 is demanding. 2026 demands you to plan. Make a plan. Then you'll at least give yourself an opportunity to, yes, win win here. Okay, one person will adapt, one spirals, and the difference is usually not luck, it's a setup. All right, you have to plan for this stuff, guys. All right, I don't hear no YouTubers talking about stress. It's not sexy. All right, I get it, it's not sexy. Okay, but when you're ready to acknowledge that Vietnam is stressful, I'm right here. Okay. People handle stress better than what they, people handle pressure better when they have the realistic expectations of financial buffer. We know this. Flexibility, they have a purpose of being here, and most importantly, a routine. All right. I always put this in for a routine, a routine, a routine. I know it's boring. It's millennial shit. It's millennial shit. No. Hey, you Gen Zers, I don't know if any Gen Zers watch my stuff, but if you do, Gen Alphas, take a plan, man. Take a plan. Make a plan, I should say. All right. Again, it just depends on your how you are up here. Okay? If you're fragile, if you are weak, Vietnam's gonna destroy you mentally. It's fun in the beginning, but then at the a year in, it's great. 2 years in, eh, again, the communication factor is gonna wear on you. You have to learn how to maneuver that. Okay, I'm just telling you guys the real, man. I live it every day. Okay. Burnout is usually stacked pressure. Let me say that again, man. Burnout, when you get burned out here, it's usually every little thing. It just okay, I forgive it this time, but then it keeps happening, it keeps happening, it keeps happening again. Yeah, that's that's when you're like, fuck it, I'm gone. All right. Weak routines, money stress, loneliness, your city mismatch, and arriving exhausted make every normal problem feel heavier. Okay? This is why I said last week or the week before, 2 weeks ago in my live, this is why it's important for you guys to come to my lives, check out the information because you guys get a real deal live. You can ask me whatever and I'll drop any answer you need right there for you right now. All right? No waiting around. All right? This is why it's important for you guys to come to the lives, man. And I do appreciate you guys who are here right now, who are showing up every week supporting your boy because I truly appreciate that, man. I see you. I really do see you. All right? Um, Again, come here with a plan, man. This is why I said it 2 weeks ago. It's important that you have a good city match. Okay? Go back to my lives and check 2 weeks ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago. But I talk about this stuff, guys. The loneliness, the stress, the money stress. It's a real deal thing, man. Nobody's talking about shit like that, bro. It's not sexy, but it's real, man. All right. I'm telling you guys, have a plan when you come out here, man. And then when you get here, update your plan. And then you don't have to stick to your plan at 100%, but be flexible, man. Because if you're rigid about anything about Vietnam, if you are rigid, you are dying a slow death. All right, that's what I want to say. All right, let's keep him rolling, man. I'm not keeping you guys here long today, all right? All right. But what I'll say like this, what pushes people toward burnout? Man, you know how it is, man. Money stress is number one, man. I'll say money stress number one. Two is going to be the, let me think. I'll say two is going to be the loneliness, the not being able to communicate. Okay? I'm being serious, man. That's why a lot of guys get girls and shit. But the money stress, it raises the temperature on everything. That's going to be your number one thing because if you don't have a stable income, or if you don't have a retirement, or if you don't have a nest egg, you're going to be, you're going to die a slow death, a fast death. I'll put that. You're gonna be. That's gonna make you go back home. That's gonna make you get your chips up. You know what I'm saying? But again, the number two thing is gonna be your loneliness. Loneliness because what makes normal friction feel personal, it will, if you're by yourself and you're just like, I came here and I could have done this in the US, you're gonna, you came here with expectations of people loving you when you haven't even made the effort, the real effort. It doesn't matter what you're doing. People aren't gonna just gravitate towards you. All right, you have to make an effort, whether it's expats or whether it's Vietnamese people. You have to make more of an effort because you're in Vietnam and because there's a language barrier. Don't be afraid. Just go and do it. You know, you have to put in the reps in order to get, get the championship, right? It's taken me 6 years of reps to understand where I'm at right now. And it's going to take me the rest of my life to understand this culture. 6 years is nothing, man. And you coming here and being here under a year is nothing, man. So don't be so hard on yourself, and just go with the flow, man. That's the biggest thing you should be doing here. Make a plan, stick to it, or be flexible, and then be flexible when you're here. Okay? Be flexible, man. That's when you're gonna find your girl. Guaranteed it. All right. So again, weak routines remove the stability that help people recover after hard days. Bro, you're gonna have a hard day. You're gonna have multiple hard days, right? But the hard days in your home country is way harder on you than it is here. All right. Here, you can just say, all right, you can just leave and then you can go to your house, you could go get some coffee, and then nobody knows you again, right? So you can blend in a little bit more here. Even though you're a foreigner, you can still blend in. People will leave you alone. Okay. So at home it's kind of different, but here you can be left alone if you need to. So again, don't have so many weak routines. Make sure you get up, make sure you push, because my promise to you is, if you push and you're a business owner, you're a hustler, you're a person who goes after it and gets after it, I promise you, man, you're going to win here. But you have to win now, right? You have to try now. No, forgive me, no try. I don't say try in my vocabulary. So you have to get it done, okay? And that just means putting in the reps every day, okay? Whether you and that means, you know what it means, every single day, just making sure, and I'm going to do a video of a daily thing here for you guys so I can show you guys exactly what I do, okay, really. And so it just looks like being as friendly as possible, without being creepy. Okay, just be yourself, but being as friendly as possible, attempting every day for the next 5 years. All right. And expect nothing. Isn't that what the NBA the up and comers? Isn't that what the NFL prospects do? You're in high school, or excuse me, middle school, all the way up, and you don't get paid for nothing. You're just going after it, getting after it, just to try to get looked at, right? Well, that's the same thing here, man. Go back into how you build and build here. All right? Have strong routines, man, because again, this is will burn you out. This will get you off track. This will get you where you will go right back home. Okay? So just be careful, man. All right? Again, I talk about city fit, and so a bad city fit adds pressure quietly. Okay? Example, I lived in Tanghua, okay? In the middle, I've shown you before, but let me show you guys right now, real quick while I'm here. So bear with me here. So I lived in, let me pull it up, share with you, share my screen. All right. So I believe you're watching. Let me see. Yeah, okay, we're here. So I lived in a place, so right now I live in Ho Chi Minh City. This is where I'm at right now. Okay. And so I lived in this place right here. It's called Tang Hoa. Okay. Hoa. And this place is really cool, right by the ocean. It's amazing. This beach is dope right here. But you can see just off of the satellite view that there's not a lot going on in this area. Okay, so if, for example, if you are going to teach, okay, and you are in England or you are in the US and a company from Thanh or from Hanoi or from Ho Chi Minh City says, hey, we want to hire you, we want to place you in a job, we want to place you in the city called Thanh and you're like, okay, I don't know anything about Vietnam, cool, I'm down, let's get it, and then let's get after it, and then you get here, right? And then there's Thanh right? There's Thanh looks good. You go, you Google it, you realize, oh, it's in the middle of nowhere. Okay. But then you look and look how far it is from Hanoi, right? And then look how far it is from any other like little major anything. Okay. And so you're like, all right, so then you get here, right? And then they transport you 4 hours south, right? 4 hours south of Hanoi, because you're gonna come in here, come into Hanoi, and then you're gonna go down. And so you get there, and then you realize there's nothing here. There's all you're gonna do is work. There's like basically one or two foreigner bars, maybe one foreigner bar, a ton of karaoke bars for the locals, of course. And this is basically a local area. All right. Yeah, the beach is cool, but then you're gonna realize, who am I gonna hang out with? Uh, are there any girls around that I could hook up with? Are there any or go on dates with? Is there anything in here? And then the reality is that there's nothing here, man. So again, you do your contract for 6 months, you hate it here, but you've stacked up money. Okay? So that's the benefit of living in a smaller city is that you can stack up money and if you're a hustler, you can you can you have a lot more time in a smaller city, less distractions. So there's benefits to this shit. Okay? And you'll get paid a lot more money if you live in a city like this because not a lot of us want to live there. But I just want to give you an example of a bad city fit because this, although it's not for me, it's for someone else. Okay? So long story short is if you're looking, don't just settle into Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City because these other areas are appealing and you'll get more benefits if you decide to work in these areas. Okay? The government's really trying to build up these areas. And although Thanh is not terrible area for me, I had a good time there, but I only lasted 6 months. So I'm all about going to a city and lasting for a year or two or three, you know? And that's why I chose the bigger cities because I know you can do longevity there. All right. So, um, but yeah, so that is again part of why people burn out. All right. And so, um, again, if the pace, the noise, or a social rhythm does not match your personality or your daily life, it will feel heavy. I'm telling you, man. Uh, I know this is not a negative thing. Noise is perfectly normal, but if you come from a quiet area, society, it's gonna be a problem for you, man. Vietnam is a noisy country, no matter where you're at. Okay, people talk louder, horns are honked like 24/7. It's not as bad as India, but yeah, it's bad. Okay, again, pick the right city for yourself. Vietnam is it's long and it's massive. So you have to you have to pick the right city, pick the right region for yourself. It's important, man. I don't really hear people talking about this shit. All right. So again, this is why it burns you out. Burnout is usually not a single crisis. It is stacked. It is a stack of unresolved friction points, and that's just so true, man. Every time I go outside and I have to get on a motorbike, it's always someone that cuts me off, that they see me, they looking at me, and they just go right in front of me, like literally almost knock me off my bike. And then you honk at them and they look at you like, what? They give you this shit look like. And I'm like, dude, you it's that kind of shit. Okay? It's just things like that. Okay, you got to be ready for it, man. All right. So I see a few comments. I'll get to you guys in a minute, but let's talk about the emotional toll of this daily stress. So every day, man, you're dealing with some shit. So what is the emotional toll on you, man? Because again, you could go to your vices and you could smoke them away, drink them away, F them away. You could eat them away. You could work out them away. You could do whatever you away, right? But you gotta do some healthy stuff here, man. You really do because again, stress rarely stays practical. Okay, it becomes emotional fast. Stress sucks, bro. I didn't come to Vietnam to be stressed, to be honest. I didn't come. I didn't leave the U.S. to be stressed. Of course, there's gonna be stressors, but I didn't come to Vietnam to be heavily stressed out. So I left the US with that mindset of anything is better than this. Okay, so I already am a patient person. I already am a patient person. So at least I have that going for me. But my patience runs thin with negligence and stupidity. All right. So that's when I'm like, no, or just downright lying. Okay. So again, it, I will say irritability. I get irritable, every day. I'm just gonna keep it a bean. I get irritable every day. All right. My patience drops. My fatigue definitely does build, and people start feeling off. That's around the six where I'm at right now, the 6 to 7 year, and I feel it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I absolutely feel why they've been saying like it wears on you. And I'm like really happy I'm actually talking about this now because now it's actually part of my life. But I just deal with it differently. I just deal with the daily stress differently. I'm actually very aware of all the the stupid shit that goes on outside. I'm very aware of it, right? And I've been very aware of it for a while. It does eat at you, and it has eaten at me, but I just understand what my purpose is, you know? That's the difference, man. If you look at that and you allow the negligence that happens, the bullshit, it's you're not gonna love it here, man. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you. All right. I'm irritated every day, man. It's hard not to, man. I really do. But on the other end, you would never know. You would never know. Okay. That's the difference between, and you don't think all the Vietnamese are irritated? That's why they're all walking around like this. All right. They're all walking around not smiling, right? It was off-putting to me when I first got here, and then I started seeing everybody. There's no one smiling. No one's happy. Everyone, I mean, they don't look happy, right? So it took me a while in the very beginning, to where I was like in the very, very beginning, I was a traveler. So I really didn't notice it as much because I was in the tourist areas. But once I became an expat, that's when I noticed it. And I was like, are people upset here? Is this not a happy country? Because, I came from Thailand. They were smiling. Shit. They were smiling. But again, I was in the tourist area, right? And even when I wasn't in the tourist area, they were normal. So, but they still gave me more smiles at that time than Vietnamese ever did, you know? Outside of the tourist areas, is what I'm saying. When you become an expat, you realize, you start to notice, like, shit, nobody fucking smiles here, you know? And so those are also things. The women are very stoic looking. Okay, you have to understand, like, if you want to deal with that kind of stuff, man. Um, it took me a while to date the Vietnamese women, because of that was part of the thing, is like, why are they not just happy? I'm used to happy women. I'm used to going back and forth, okay? And that's again what I'm talking about the communication aspect, is that if you I miss that banter, you know, and when you banter with your girl and then you go back and forth, I missed that, you know what I mean? And so it's important that you get a woman here who speaks English and who can understand that banter, right? Vietnamese women are never going to understand our Western banter. Don't even expect them to, okay? The jokes that we think are funny, they will look at you like, all right, so, and then the jokes they think are funny, you're going to look at them like, you know what I mean? So it's two different worlds, man, coming together. It's just two different worlds. You gotta, that's stressful as well. You know, I'll say, uh, once your nervous system gets overloaded, everything feels more intense. Yeah, that's when it's time to take a vacation. That's when it's time to take, you know, an extended period of time to just get out of the noise, man. You know, figuratively speaking. Just get away from the noise, get away from all that, because it's important that your mental health is better suited when you are um, when you are whole. Okay, when you're whole here, it's easy to get sucked into the stress here. But if you can navigate that with up here, you'll be all right, man. I promise that. And for us men, I mean, getting laid is a thing that is real here as well. So God bless all the ladies out there who hold up their man. I mean, you guys are you guys. Maybe some of these Donald Trump and them need to get laid, because I don't know. The saying is that when a man gets his, he's chill now. You know, there's no wars, man. No, we cool. I'm good. I got my wife over here. So it's important, these guys at the top need to get laid, bro. That's all I gotta say. All right. Again, Vietnam is huge when it comes to uh, what I want to say, overloading your brain. Okay, tons of motorbikes, uh, tons of women around, tons of degeneracy behavior, tons of stressors going on. I mean, you can't even walk across the street without, being stressed. You feel me? So that is the kind of stuff I'm talking about every day. All right. Many people make big decisions from temporary exhaustion. Trust and believe that the heat will rain down around you, right? If you don't have good AC, you're cooked straight up. And so make your environment as an expat as comfortable as possible when you're here. Okay. The cool thing is people will leave you alone. Okay. Go to your house, close the door, and just do you. Okay. Get your whatever you got to do in the house. Get your kingdom right. Okay. Whether it's with your woman, your man, your dog, your pet, whatever. Make sure it's as comfortable as possible because you want to come home. Out there is a jungle, man. If you're a man, you're gonna go out in the jungle and you're gonna go get it for your family. That's just what it is, and it's stressful, man. And when it comes to a relationship dynamic, it's important that you have a woman that understands um, that you're going into the jungle, right? Who understands her people. Okay. If you're with a VQ, she doesn't understand her people because this is the real jungle. Okay. Um, so don't make big decisions, man, when it comes to you being exhausted. Take the time to relax. All right. That's the beautiful thing about living here is that you chose to live here because you wanted to relax, retire, chill out, whatever that means to you, do less. So do it. Do it. You should not be stressed here other than figuring out how to maneuver Vietnam. But and that's fun. That's actually really fun. So you shouldn't stress about that, right? But I understand because we all have to go through that initiation and that, and think about the people who go to the US, right? From like the Vietnamese who go to the US, they have to if they don't know English, they're screwed. Okay? And so our society, it's different. So if someone from the second, third world country or second world country is going over, let's say third world going over to the U.S., it's gonna be different, man. It's gonna be way different for them. So it's the same thing from us, the reverse, coming over here, right? And sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm dumbing down myself, being here. I said it, but it's not a negative thing, right? It's probably more detrimental to me because my vocabulary has gone down to shit since I've been here. And so that is also another stressor as well. And this is why it's important that you find expat friends that you can actually keep your vocabulary, keep your vernacular. Okay, these are stressors, man. Okay, I'm just bringing up real things for you guys to ponder about. Okay, ask people about this. Okay, see if I'm telling the truth or not. All right. Sometimes they do not need to leave. They just need some support, some stability, and I told you that vacation, man. I'm I'm spitting facts that I've lived the last 6 years. I've been on the roads for 8 years, man. I've been on the road 8 years, almost a decade coming up. I know what I'm talking about, man. Especially this country's cool. I think this is a good time to get to some comments. Let's see what we got here. Philippines in full effect. What's up, my brother? Salute to you. What's up, bro? I hope you're doing great, brother. He said, "What up, my brother? What's up?" I love it. I love it. I love it. Thanks for the comment, bro. Philippines in full effect again says, "It's a flip for me. I feel that Saigon is quiet." Okay. That's because I spent 10 years in the Philippines. Facts. Yeah, I don't have a problem with Saigon, to be honest. I lived in Hanoi. Let me go like this. I lived in Hanoi and for 3 years, and again, you know this already, but uh, it was to me, it was a lot quieter there than it is here. But again, it just depends on your neighborhood, you know. You can live in a more local area, and you can live, and it's just crazy busy. Okay, I choose to stay away from that crazy busy areas. You can get into there's so many little pockets of areas and streets that have nice places that are affordable that you can find quiet, peace and quiet. So Yeah, what's up, man? I hope you're doing great, brother. Much love to you, man. All right, thanks for the comment, man. Appreciate you. All right. Roly Poly 76, what's up? Salute to you, my brother. What's up, man? He says, I suggest some good English books to keep your vocabulary in check. I'm currently reading Project Hail Mary, and it's a page turner. I am going to take a picture of that. Let me take a picture of that. Your suggestion. All right. Yeah, no doubt. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely the vocabulary aspect is. I mean, and plus I'm a teacher as well, so it kind of sucks that the kids don't understand English as much, and obviously I'm teaching them English, so I have to. My vocabulary is gone so downhill. But it's funny because we can get back. We can just it's not lost. It's just there. And so when I'm with other English speakers, then it stuff starts coming back because I'm like, oh, okay. So I still have it. It's just um, these guys don't understand nothing. If I say vernacular, they probably wouldn't understand. Most people. Okay. Say vocabulary, they say, oh. Huh? Thanks for the comment, man. I appreciate you. My man, K Dog says, "What's up, man? I was just thinking about you last night, brother." Pause. How you doing, bro? He says, "Hi, KT. What's up, brother? What's up, man? Salute to you, bro. How you doing, bro? Long time." I see another comment. My boy K Dog says, "How'd you like Delat?" Delat was cool, man. I mean, I've been there before, so Delat was cool. But I'll hit you on the back end about it. But yeah, it was cool, man. I mean, that was like, what was that, like 2 years ago, it feels like? We moving forward now, but yeah, Delat was cool, man. How you doing, man? You okay? Appreciate you joining, bro. Appreciate you joining. Thanks, dog. Thanks for the comment. All right, man. Let's get back into it, man, because I'm not gonna hold you guys too long. All right. So again, sometimes thank you guys for the comments. I really appreciate it. Keep them coming down. All right, and don't forget to like this stream, man. All right, appreciate you. So sometimes you just need people, the support, stability, man. I mean, this is what I talk about as expat life here. The foundation of expat life is your state and stability. You must be stable when you get here. Fuck what you've done in the past. What is going on right now is what it's all about the present right now. Okay. So again, and the second most important thing is your recovery, man. Believe it or not, when I'm outside, it's a bunch of noise, bunch of people, a bunch of stimulation, a bunch of overload. I come home and I just sit back and I exhale and I'm like, bruh, how do you even fucking do it every day? It's crazy as fuck out there, man. I'm telling you. And you just have to find your thing, man. You just gotta find your people, find your zone, find your house, find your region, find your city. All right? It's important, man. If you want to live by the beach, you're a beach guy, beach gal, beach girl, go to live by the beach. Don't go live in the major city. It's gonna eat at you. All right? Your first choice is the beach. Go. The first choice, like K Dog said in the comment about Dalat, that's a mountain area. If you're a mountain person, go check that out first. If you want to go check out a mountain area, go check out Sapa or Laogai. Laogai. Laocai. Laogai. Okay, that's Sapa. That's up in the north, and then the lot is down here in the south. Go check them out, man. Go check out Hazang near the China border. That's on the east coast, northeast. Okay, on the border with China. Go check it out. If you're a farm person, go live in Taiwan in the north, or down here. Go to Kanto. All right, that's the Mekong Delta. There's so many different regions that if you're that type of person, you can go check it out, man. Go check it out and see if that you like it. But the big cities are gonna be here, you know. If you're not a big city person, don't live in the big city. It's gonna be depressing for you. Okay? All right, let's keep it rolling now. So I would also say that what it looks like when stress builds up is that when stress builds up, it often looks like a short temper, low patience, withdrawal, overthinking shit, home, and then you start thinking about homesickness, or you have your relationship tension. All right. So honestly, man, I'll break these down, quick, but short temper, man. I don't know about you, but for me, as much as I'm a patient person and I've adapted and learned how to have patience, by nature, I'm not a patient person. I'm an impatient person. But I've adapted, um, I've learned how to have patience over my lifetime so far. And so being here, it's crept back in about being impatient when I've been accustomed to a way of life standards that it just doesn't exist here. Okay. And so when you have to bring it down, bring your standards down, then that kind of is like a bummer, And that's not that, it's not that I'm complaining or anything, but it's just the reality of like, it's like, this is what I want, but also I'm here. I want what I've been accustomed to as well. And so sometimes it just doesn't exist. I'm talking about etiquette, okay? How people act, right? Manners, cover your mouth, don't pick your fucking nose, like the common decency stuff that when you're shaking people's hand all the time, because Vietnamese people within their culture, they're very, you know, touchy people, like very, hugging and handsy, and so um, you got to just make, I want the hygienic, I want them to be more clean, okay? I'll keep it a bean. All right. But again, the only foreigners that I hear talk about homesickness is the ones who are already up to here in stress. They're already up to here. They're like, I've had it. These people are animals and yada 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 yada. I don't share that same sentiment, but what I share is I think Vietnamese people are actually excellent people. No gassing them up. They're actually excellent people. They're actually cool people to live with. There's majority of the people, Vietnamese people I've come across are the most amazing folks, man. And I deal with a lot of regular Vietnamese people more than you do. And so I can truly say I deal with parents, mom and dad, grandparents, aunties, uncles, all that. And they genuinely like foreigners. They genuinely want to interact with us, and then you have that 1/3% of the people who are just shit ass people. Okay, truly. Probably more than 1/3, to be honest, but you know. All right. And so there's just gonna be, you gotta accept it, man. I hear about people overthinking. If you are a foreigner and you get to this point where you're withdrawing from society and you're withdrawing from all your whole life, that's time for you to bounce. It's time for you to for change of scenery. All right. It's time for you to be a free agent. All right. It can also feel like you are constantly reacting instead of living. This right here is on point, man. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Don't be that person. I've been seeing far too many people, foreigners, reacting to Vietnamese people in a negative way rather than in a positive way, right? And so it's the new foreigners, it's the new ones that come with that arrogance and that attitude. And us who've been here through COVID, we're like, bruh, we went through COVID with you guys. So I ride with the Vietnamese people. These new expats, they come with privilege. And I don't understand why, but just if you can find your tribe here, you're gonna have less stress. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. All right. And then you're not gonna want to go home. Okay. But if you feel like you want to go home, go home. It's cool. Vietnam's gonna be here, man. you know? And again, constantly reacting, people cutting you off, people trying to rip you off, people not keeping their word, people, doing little things to you, right? That shit adds up, man. That shit adds up. That's why people are like, I just want to get out of the big city and just be left alone. Okay? They want to live, right? These are the realities of living in Vietnam, bro. As this stress builds up, it builds up every day. Every day, every day your armor, you're like this, your armor's like this. And some creep through and is like hi and you have a great experience and then you turn around and you're getting scammed. These are things, how do you deal with that every day, right? These are the things you have to understand before you come here is like learn patience. Vietnam's gonna teach you patience, right? All right, so use real expat examples. So, um, well, I'll say this. A hard season does not automatically mean Vietnam is wrong for you. Now, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I have had some really hard seasons, bro, in Vietnam. Not terribly, but to the point where I thought about if this was all worth it or not, to be honest. Going through the being screwed over shit fucking sucks, man. Like, especially when you depend on that shit. It sucks. It puts you in such a vulnerable state where you're like, bro, I've done everything I can that's right. And yet you still want to screw me around? I showed up. I've given you my life to a certain, in that time. And I don't take that shit lightly, man. And so you screw me, it's a problem, bro. And for people to even say like, just leave it alone, it's fine. That's not okay because if you allow someone to screw you around, they're gonna do it to you, they're gonna do it to you, they're gonna do it to you, you. And you gotta make sure that stress that comes onto you, it mitigate it. That's why you just fuck with people who fuck with you. You know what I mean? For real, man. I'll say this last. Sometimes it means your system is just overloaded and you need support. Again, you just need support, man. Just need support. Get around some people, play some sports, go to the gym, go take a walk, get a girlfriend, get a boyfriend, um, get a wife, get a husband. That's it. That's it, man. Remember what your purpose is. Remember what your purpose is, and then all this stress is gonna go. My purpose, I'll tell you, my purpose was to one, adapt to Vietnam, try something new. Two, once I got here as an expat and I started living my routines and dating women, not Vietnamese, but dating women and getting into that kind of routine, I saw the opportunity and it made me want to stay here to build a new life here. Or because I was just gonna go. I was just gonna go. But then COVID happened and I stayed and then I was like, all right, well let me just figure out something. Let me figure out what I want to do. Boom, opportunity, 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 opportunity. I was like, all right, I can stay here for a couple years. After a couple years, obviously I met my beautiful bride to be, my fiance. Then obviously that was a strong aspect that I was gonna stay here. Okay. But I had the desire already to stay here before her and I started dating. Right? Don't stay here just because you start dating someone. Get your priorities right. Okay. I wanted to build a business and leave a legacy in Vietnam. Okay. However big or however small that is. Again, there's no one like me doing what I do, what I'm doing. Vietnam's a gold mine for us, especially with us brothers. I'm coming out with a video in the next day or two, probably 2 days, about being black in Vietnam. And I'm going to explain in more detail about different opportunities and different just experiences that's been going on being a brother. It's important that you guys understand these things, man. Okay? No, I ain't talking, nobody's talking about this stuff, bro. I've seen like maybe one or two people talk about being black in Vietnam. All right. So I'll just say, man, let's keep it rolling. But Vietnam can help you decompress, but you just again, I'm always gonna say it over and over and over again. You just gotta get a good routine, and you just gotta, and whatever your routine looks like, you just have to continue to be consistent. Be consistent, man. And hit me up, man. If you guys need any kind of relocation services, whether it's real estate, looking for a real estate agent, you're looking for a good visa agent, a reliable visa agent to get your fast pass through the airport, or you're just looking for something to do here in Vietnam, hit me up, man. My emails are in the description. I set up relocation for expats here, all right? That get help you wiggle through all that, all the bullshit. Okay? There's a lot of scammers out here, man. Be careful. All right? I'm saying you can trust me, but you don't know me. Okay? I've helped more than 50 people really over the last year. All right? So, been here 6 years. I genuinely want to help you out. So hit me up and I'll do my best to help you, man. But I'll say, what actually does help reduce your stress here? They're like, all right, Kevin, all right, Kev. So you've told me that all about the stress shit, blah 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 blah. So what can I do to actually help? All right. The point is not to eliminate your stress completely because it's not going to happen. Okay. You need to lower the friction so that you can function better and enjoy the life here. This is exactly what I've done. Okay? I stay the fuck out of people's face. Okay? And if I set up appointments and with people, right? That right there, what that means is I've set up barriers so that people don't have access to me. Okay? That's what you need to do here as well. All right? I'm a very friendly person, but I also have my boundaries as well, where I do a ton of shit outside of YouTube. Okay? And so when I'm doing YouTube, this is cool, and it's also really good to hang out with you guys and see you guys. And I'm bringing you more into my life, but I also love my privacy, you know? And so that's important for me because I'm setting up a brand and I'm setting up something that is real and tangible. All right. So again, I've allowed myself that buffer and so that people don't have that much access to me. Okay. Now, if you come across me, cool. I'll say what happened. I'll be very friendly, but you know, I have to have my own personal time as well. The goal is to lower the friction. It's not to eliminate the stress altogether. Okay, that's not the goal. That usually starts with better systems, boundaries, get some sleep. That's the biggest one. All right, expectations and setup. So I'll say, again, once you get here, you need to work on your sleep. I'm not going to go into the system that I showed you guys. What was that? Maybe 2 weeks ago. But if you want that system, go back maybe two lives ago, and it's about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Go back and check that live out. Okay. Um, get your sleep in the first month. Okay. I know, but or excuse me, in the first 2 weeks, work on your sleep. Okay. Especially if you're coming from the West and you're coming here and you're coming to live, the first week really should be all about your sleep. Sleep, eat right, make sure you don't eat greasy foods the first week. Make sure you eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of soups. Get used to the bacteria here. Get used to all the different types of bacteria so that your body can ingest, and you should be chilling. You should be walking around your neighborhood, your hotel neighborhood. You should be just be laying low for the first week of living here. And obviously you should be looking around, and you should be making sure that the bacteria is it gets in your body, and then that way you're not sick. You can you're not sleep deprived, yada 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 yada. Okay, that should be your first week to 2 weeks. Just chill. Okay, and then just do a little explorations around. Okay, I explained this in lives 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. All right, so once you get here, your first month, I already explained the systems 2 or 3 lives ago. Okay, but you just need to set up some systems. Okay, your second month, you really should be doing that. Okay, first month, you don't worry about systems. Okay, because your first 30 days are going to be in a hotel or an Airbnb. Okay, it's not going to be like your long-term plan. Okay, so set up your systems about the second to third month, and then set up your boundaries. Make sure that you know, man. I mean, you know what your boundaries are, but just again, make sure you set those up for here. Okay, what is a boundary? Vietnamese, I'll give you an example. Vietnamese people are very handsy, especially the men. They're very handsy. Make sure that you keep a barrier, arm's length from them. Okay, because they'll close in on you real quick. Okay, real quick. All right. Um, Vietnamese, I'll give you a different one. Vietnamese vendors tend to like to go through your cash hands. So, if you've ever been here, and you've probably experienced this, where you have a bunch of Vietnamese money in your hand, and you're counting it out, and then the vendor comes over your hand and is like trying to pick your bill out of your hand. If you've ever had that happen to me, let me know in the comment section. And then they'll try to take whatever bill they're watching for the 500 ones. So they're like, oh, this one is okay, this one's okay, or the 200, this one's okay, this one's okay, and then they'll just try to swindle you. Okay, you always got to be on point here. Okay, it's safe here, but you got to be. It's more not about danger. It's more about like scamming and just stealing money from you. Okay, small money, but it's still money. Okay, big money for them. All right. So I'll say, make sure that you sleep here, man. Make sure you sleep here. Don't go out too much. There ain't none good out there. You guys are like, Kev, you're getting married. I understand. Now, I'm just joking, man. There's a lot of really good stuff out there, if you know what I mean. Okay? Enjoy yourself, but within reason is what I'm saying. I'm just poking fun. Just within reason. I've done it. Don't get me wrong. All right. So your whole setup should match your real needs, not your fantasy needs. Okay. Get a good apartment, a good house that you're gonna rent in a nice neighborhood. Make sure that there's things around you that you enjoy doing. Okay. This place is amazing, but you just gotta do the work. Again, you have to put in the reps. You just got to, bruh. You have to put in the reps. Okay? You can't sidestep or half step any step here. There's no cheat code, guys. There's no cheat code. You have to show up. You have to be ready for this. If you're not, it's cool. Be a part-timer. It's cool, but make that plan. Whether you're going to be a part-time, expat here, or whether you're going to make it a full-time. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. All right. And then people who stay long-term do not have perfect lives. That's facts. We don't have perfect lives. They just make daily life easier on purpose. Again, my biggest thing is that I lower my friction. That's it, man. If you lower your friction low enough, you're living a peaceful life, bro. That's all I'm saying. The things that you can't get around is the traffic. Okay, that's gonna be a big thing. What do? Leave earlier. Okay, example. I leave early. I leave 35 minutes, 40 minutes earlier than I need to, and I live 10 minutes away from work. Mitigate traffic, man. Lowering my friction. Okay. Let me give you another example. I go to the same spots generally to buy the same stuff because why? I'm lowering my friction because I know what those people what I expect from those vendors. So, and I know what the price is. If the price is different, then I'll go somewhere else, right? But I continue to lower my friction because I know who I'm dealing with. They know me, I know them, and that's better, right? And so that's the number one advice I could give you is just lower your friction. All right. And then, yeah, your life will be a lot better. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be better for you. All right. So I'll be honest, man. Systemizing the basics, that's going to be a huge foundation, man. Let me get into it a little bit for you. All right. So, one, build a basic system, right? This is for all your documents, right? Get a document folder, healthcare contacts. Make sure you have these things ready to go. Okay. A budget tracker, if you need a budget tracker, I don't know. But your transport habits and an emergency backup plan. Okay, these are things that you want to have. Okay, this is why it's imperative to plan before you get here. Okay, the longer you have, the better. Okay, because these things are going to take some effort, money, and time. All right. So, two, I know these things sound boring, but they reduce the pressure straight up, super fast. Okay. You must plan before you get here. Okay. I've already talked about this, but just go check those lives out. I've already talked about why it's important. All right. Pick a neighborhood based on peace and routine, not hype. Okay. I keep telling you guys this. All right. I'm going to be probably the only YouTuber in Vietnam that's actually talking about that. Okay? That picking your neighborhood based on your peace and routine and not the hype. I've been telling you guys this. All right? Learn a little bit of the language because even the basic phrases will help reduce that friction. All right? These are little things I've been telling you. I constantly am telling you, learn a little bit of the language, learn the basics. Learn the basics, learn the basics. Okay, it's important. Trust me, I've gotten through with the basics. All right, all right, and I'm gonna get married. I don't know about y'all. I'm gonna get married just knowing the basics. All right. So when life gets more organized, the country starts feeling more manageable. It's true, man. Super true. That's why, like, um, when I before I met my lady, but when you're in between like moving and you feel like you're on rocky foundation, it doesn't feel good here when you're in between or you're almost at the end of your visa and you feel like you're on rocky ground. To me, that makes me stress. When I'm in that in between. When you're leaving a job and you're transferring your visa over, that makes me stress. You know? There's things that are just because you don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So um, just be more organized with yourself. Know that you unturned every stone, and you know that there's nothing else. You left it all on the court. You left it all on the field. You left it all on the pitch, and then you can live with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got. That's what I'm saying about that. All right, let's get into our final segment, and this is City Fit, man. City Fit. Always got to throw in the City Fit, right? It depends on your lifestyle, guys. So Vietnam is not one experience. This place is like multiple experiences going on. All right. Saigon, Hanoi, Da Nang create different kinds of stress and comfort. So this is why I'm telling you that pick a tier city, tier one, tier two, tier three, tier four. Pick a tier city, but first, that's your second, what you should be thinking about. The first one is the region. Okay, make sure that you pick the north region, the central region, south region, and then do your research on those regions. Okay, it's entirely possible for you to go live in the north for 2 years and then come in the south for another 2 years, right? This is the beautiful thing, is if you have it like that, you got it like that, you can do that. Do that. Okay, I did it. I they're different. It's very different. So again, pick, choose. Da Nang's cool for a little bit, but Saigon is good for years. Hanoi the same. All right. Hanoi gives you the culture, the seasons, the rhythm, but not everyone likes that pressure. Okay. Hanoi's different, bro. I can't even explain it, but I loved it. Okay. It's chill. It's more chill. Okay. Than Saigon. All right. Um, yeah. So Saigon gives you the opportunity, the convenience, and the energy, but also noise and peace and pace. Okay. So you gotta pick which region you want. You don't have to stay in these three big cities, right? And then Da Nang feels slower, lighter, and for some reason, and for some, but too quiet for others. So Da Nang's cool, but it's just more of a I have it in my mind. It's more of a vacation vibe. It's not like a long-term stay. All right. If you want to get business done, come to Saigon. Go to Hanoi. All right. And then a lot of people do not fail a lot of people do not fail Vietnam. They fail their setup. All right. So you have to plan, bro. You have to make sure that you come here with a plan. Come here with, and then once you get here, update that plan, right? Be flexible. Again, I've said this earlier in the live. Be flexible, man. That's the biggest thing. You retirees, you guys got it. You guys got it made. You retirees got it made. Those of us who are still working in the field still, we still got it made because we're here. We made it. We made it out of the matrix, right? But and congratulations for that, because you're one step ahead. You're 50 steps ahead than everyone else back home because you made the decision. Now you just need to kind of fine tune yourself here, and then go from there. I have something just popped in my brain, and I want you guys' attention real quick. So I've been really pondering this idea about a live. I want to do like, and tell me what you guys think. I want to introduce you guys to some of the girls that are here in Vietnam, like a speed dating type of thing. I don't know. It's a rough concept, but I you guys have been talking to me a lot about dating and introducing, and would you guys be interested in that? And those of you who are single, would you guys come up and actually like show your face on camera, on live, join the live, and then actually talk to some girls? Let me know. If you guys on the playback, let me know in the comment section if you guys would be interested in that. And then yeah, I can start to incorporate that on the live, not a video, but on a live. So we can do this right now. Okay. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I see some comments, but let me finish up and then I'll get to the comments and we'll get out of here, man. All right. So again, last, just um, Vietnam doesn't fail you for the most part. Okay. Your setup does. Your plan. Okay. Your first 90 days matters. I've already done this. All right. But I'm going to run through this. I did this in more detail. Like I said, go back, check out the neighborhood, the tier one, tier two, the neighborhood live video. I already talked about this for a long time. All right. Your first 90 days should look similar to this, right? Start with your temporary base, test your neighborhoods, build your routine early, and then avoid locking yourself into long-term commitments too fast. So many of you guys, maybe not you guys, but foreigners who come here, fall in love. I'm so in love. I'm in love Vietnam, and then all of a sudden they've been here for a week. They're like, I love it, and then they put down they spend 2 or 3 thousand just getting an apartment, a mid to low budget apartment for top dollar. That's what's going on in Da Nang right now. Right now, people are getting hosed. They're getting hosed. So I'm gonna tell you this, man. Don't do any long-term commitments if you're a visitor. All right. Use the first 90 days to learn what supports your energy, your budget, and your routine. All right. Pilot mindset wins here. I'm telling you. You gotta just fucking just win here, man. I'm telling you. If you test it first, you love it, you think it's great, go back to the West, go do what you gotta do, but don't sell everything. Keep something there, and then come here, live here part time if you need to, and then commit later. All right, but don't just come here and then all of a sudden you're here 2 weeks and then like I'm staying here for a year. It's like, no, that's not it, bro. Be careful. All right. All right. So I think that's gonna do it for me. I'm good on that. Let me go here. Well, again, this is what you'll see with Saigon, Hanoi. This is what you need to understand. All right. Saigon, I'm gonna do this real quick, okay? Because I've done full lives about these three. Okay, if you don't know, Saigon, it has fast pace, super opportunity here. Okay, it's convenient. The food is amazing here. Okay, super constant, frequent, and it just changes a lot here. All right, it's great if you want that energy. Um, can wear people down if you need more of a quiet or recovery time. Okay, this city is crazy. Okay, Hanoi, it has the culture, seasons, it has the government up there, the central government. Um, so people are more conservative up there. All right, it's a different social pace of life. I like it up there. Here it's a little bit too fast, as my mom used to say. Little fast ass girls. Yeah, that's over here. Okay. Hanoi not so much. They're more conservative, which I like. Okay. And then the stress profile is different from the south, which I'm in the south. All right, it's real chill. Okay, if you like it. Hanoi's cool. I understand why people live in Hanoi. Okay. I did it for three years, so I love it. Da Nang, I just look at Da Nang as more of a vacation spot. But for those of you who live there, it's different. Okay, I understand why you live there as well. Trust and believe. Okay, Da Nang offers the slower pace of life. Obviously, you have the beach there. It's definitely more of a quieter vibe. You're gonna have much less lower stimulation. Feels lighter for some, and some it's really isolating, to be honest. And so a fit really matters more than just living in a fantasy here. A lot of you guys are going to Da Nang living on a fantasy, but I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. You need to make sure that Da Nang is a good fit for you. All right. Everyone loves the beach, but you can't make no money in Da Nang. I'm not gonna lie. You need to go to Saigon. You need to go to Hanoi. Just gonna be honest with you. All right. All right, man. So, yeah. If you I'll skip this one. It's no big deal. But if you guys are looking for, here's my information. If you guys go download that free relocation guide, all right, it's pretty dope. All right, I built that myself. If you guys are looking for a 30-minute console, you guys want to get deep in Vietnam, you want to build that plan, I'll help you out, man. I offer 30-minute consultations. Also, 1 hour consultations are available. My link right there for the calendar is there. you guys want to email me directly, there's my email right there, thestoryofkt@gmail.com. And yeah, man, I'm definitely, very interested in hearing from you guys. And then let me know what you guys want to talk about next, man. If you guys have any suggestions, you guys have seen some things that are on YouTube that you want me to react to, let me know live. I'll do that live. You can just email me again the video recommendations, and then I'll react to them live. If you guys are hearing other YouTubers spill out information that you think is reckless or whatever, shoot it over to me, and then I'll react to that live as well. All right. So, but yeah, there's my information, man. I really appreciate you guys rocking with me, man. Let me see. I got two more comments. Let's see. Uh, Philippines in full effect says facts. Good sleep will definitely lead to better adjustment and decisions to settle into a normal lifestyle here in Vietnam. As an expat, don't go right into the tourist mode. Yeah, facts. It will swallow you up here, man. I mean, tourist mode, you spend money. Expat mode, you save money. All right, you're looking at it from two different eyes. So once you guys live here, then that's why Vietnam doesn't really want people to come and stay here long term, because eventually they find out that you find out that you could spend 80% less than the tourists do. But that's our secret. Okay. Yeah, be an expat as fast as you can, and then you'll be able to save money. All right. Appreciate that, my brother. So Philippines in full effect says they are handsy. 3 days into my moving here, a doorman lightly grabbed my bicep and complimented that I was strong. Yeah. Yeah. People, they're always they think I'm capping when I say that the men here are very handsy. I don't. I mean, not all men, but a lot of men are very handsy when it comes to trying to like grab my bicep or touch me on the back, or trying to grab my ass or some shit like that. Like for real, man, it happens. So I wouldn't talk about it if it didn't happen. Like for real. And so my lady, to be honest, she didn't really believe me. And then since that incident happened, she's actually seen multiple men come up to me and act weird. And even she looked at me like, what the fuck? It's just what it is, man. All right. Appreciate that, Philippines in full effect. Appreciate you, brother. Okay, so that's gonna do it for me, guys. I really appreciate you guys rocking with me, man. I mean, honestly, we're on the road to 6K, man. Don't let Vietnam stress you out, man. I mean, honestly, if you guys have any issues, hit me up. I got you. But mad love to you guys for hanging in there, brother. Appreciate you. Salute to you. Have a good week. Peace.